how to invoke Apex class in the Lightning component. Basically, what is your MVC architecture of Lightning? Now we have Lightning component. Lightning component. Whenever any event occurs on this, what is happening? It is calling controller. Who is this controller here? Client side controller, not a controller. We are calling client side controller. It is a JavaScript. Then, while you are using a client side controller, whatever the data we need, we are storing it in the JavaScript in the form of attributes, temporary database in the form of variables or cache. Client side data using the JavaScript with the help of attributes. This is the general structure what we have seen till now. Alright? We have a component, event is occurring, calling the client side controller. Client side controller is interacting with the local data and it is performing the operation. Now the point here is, if it want to perform, if it want to call any server side operation, I have an Apex class here. Now, if the component want to call Apex class, what will happen? On the component, when the event occurs, it will call client side controller. Client side controller will call Apex class. So, component cannot call Apex class directly. Component, when an event occurs, it will call client side controller. Client side controller will call Apex class. When it call Apex class, request will go like Ajax call, NQ action. Request will go like a NQ action. Then, whatever the response the server want to give from the server side, whatever the response we are getting, that response will come like a JSON string. We call it as string file, JSON string file. Now, when a client side controller make a request to the server side controller, event occurs on the component, client side JavaScript is called. From the JavaScript, we are making a request to the server. Then the server will perform its operation. Once the server side operation is completed, it will give you a callback. In the callback, we are going to get response in the form of JSON string. In the callback, we are going to get response in the form of JSON string. Generally, we call as stringify, JSON stringify. I hope you are good with this. So, client side of controller is not able to handle. It want to call any server side action. It goes to the Apex class, perform the operation, give the response back in the form of JSON string. Right. This is a client side controller and server side controller. I hope you are good. Okay. Now, when you want to call, first of all, how do you define Apex class? Here we need to understand a few points quickly. First point. If you want to invoke any Apex class, if you want to invoke any Apex class in the client side controller, Lightning component, then the class should have URA enabled methods or variables. if you want to invoke any apex class in the lightning component, then the class should have URA enabled method or variable state. So any method, can I call every class? No. Only those apex classes which have URA enabled methods or URA enabled variables, only those I will be able to call. Right. Then how to define? Generally, it is a good practice to define. It is a good practice to define, not mandatory. Good practice to define the class as with sharing class. Then we can have URA enabled methods are URA enabled variables. So if you want to invoke any method, any apex method in the lightning component, method should be then method should be annotated with method should be public. Method should be static. Method can return any type of value. Method can have any type of parameter. If you want to invoke any apex method in the lightning component, then method should be annotated with @URA enable. Method should be public or global. Method should be static. Method can return any type of value. It can be primitive or non-primitive. Method can have any type of parameters and any number of parameters. So, example. At the rate of URA enable. Basic ones. Right. So method can return any type of values, or it can return a list of values. The same story. Right now. So this is how we are going to define the method. Similarly, we have variables. If you want to invoke any variable directly in the Lightning. Variable should be public. Variable should be public. Variable should have URI enabled. It can have any return type, any data type. It can have any data type. Example, at the rate of draw enable. Setter and getter is a must. This is how we are going to define. So if you want a method to be used at the rate of URI enable, if you want the variable to be used at the rate of URI enable, the access modifier, data type, variable name, setter and getter. I hope you are good. So class has no extra properties. Class will be with sharing or without sharing, preferably with sharing to obey the user context. Right? So public, with sharing, class, class name, URI enabled methods, URI enabled variables. I hope you are good with this. Clear? Okay. Now, how do you invoke? How to invoke Apex class in Lightning component? So you define it. URI component controller equal to namespace class name. If we have any namespace. If you don't have any custom namespace, component control equal to by default it takes so if you have a namespace, then only namespace colon class name. If you don't have any namespace, straight away Apex class name we are going to give. Right. Next one. How many Apex classes we can use within the component? We can define only one Apex class as controller in the Lightning component. Now, if I want to define more than one Apex class, how do you define? We want to define more than one Apex class in the Lightning component. How we define? One concept is this in terms of oops. You can answer this in terms of oops. Provided that is virtual and this is externals. Okay. The other one is this one process. Now, the second procedure is one dot component, ERA component controller. We had a concept of extends, right? Component 1 extend another component. Component 1 extend another component. So we had a component 2. Seeing ERA. When it extend another component, all the properties of first component will come to 2. We can't have one VF page cannot extend another VF page. One VF page cannot extend another VF page. That is the reason we have only this solution for that. Using multiple. If you want to use multiple Apex class in a single controller, we had only this solution in the VF. We had only that solution in the VF. But here, one component can extend another component. One application can extend another application. So when a component extends another component, every property of component 1 can be used in component 2. This is the second solution what we can do. Right? Generally in the VF page, how many controllers we can use? One controller. If I want to use the second controller in the same VF page, the only choice is class 1 extends class 2. Right? Other than extensions. Other than extension, if you want to use it, class 1 extends class 2. And use the cherry class in the Visual Force page. But here, component 1, component 2. Component 1, component 2. Component 1 extends component 2. Or component 2 extends component 1. So this will give properties of component 1. So both of them can have two different. I hope you are good with this. Right enough. Okay. The next one. How do you invoke Apex class? How do you invoke Apex class from the client-side controller? Till here I hope everyone is good with this. Right. Then go to the next one. How to invoke Apex class look at the point. If you want to invoke it, where any variable, I'm giving ABC equal to step 1. Where ABC. It is a variable. Just to convey that, it's a variable I give ABC. Component dot get C dot Apex where ABC equal to component dot C dot Apex method name. Whatever the method name, whatever the method we have, that method name we have to give. Then this will invoke the method from Apex class and run the operation. Once the server side operation is, listen to the points now. Once the server side operation is closed or completed, then it will call callback action. When the callback action is called, when you say component dot get, it is going to the server side, performing the logic. Once the server side logic is completed, it is going to invoke callback action. So how do you define the callback action? Callback action. Callback action is, what is the variable I give? ABC dot set. So when the set callback is running, after going to the Apex class, running the logic in the Apex class, once it is completed, then this set callback will run. This particular component. Function response. function, response. What is the response? Whatever the value returned by apex class, that will be stored. Whatever the value returned by the apex class, that will be stored as response. Now, this response can be a success, can be an error, can be a pending, So we need to understand. Once you got the response, we need to know states of the response. We will set callback, this comma, function response. Now let us see what are the states we have. Whatever the response we are getting, we want to get the response. What are the response states we have? Look at the point. Success, error, new, success, error, incomplete, aborted. So these are the action states. Now server side action is performed. Now action is going to return you some value. Server is going to return you some value. What is that? New, running, success, error, incomplete, aborted. Right. Then what happened? Generally what we are doing? Success, error. Display. Success, error. Now we are invoking some action, but still it is in the queue, not yet executed. Then we say new. It is still in the queue, not yet executed. It is a new action which is fired, but still it is in the waiting state. Not yet taken. Now it is in the queue, not yet fired. New action is added to the queue, not yet fired. So generally, what are the states we are getting? Success, error. Success, error. So what was this? How do you get this? So return the state of the. What are the states we are going to get, boss? One is success. Then we have water. Next one is, these are the states. So we are going to say get state. The next we have get return value. What is this method? This method is going to return you response when you call apex class method. If that apex class method has any return type, when you call apex class method, if that apex class method has any return type, that value will be given here. When you say return list of account, return success, return Satish, return 10, whatever the value that was written by the method, in case if the method has any return type, whatever the value that method has written, then I am going to capture here. So this method will return response value from the. Let me give it. If the apex class method has any return type, value returned the right. So what we are getting? Response. Response dot get state. Response dot get return value. So callback action. This component function response. Whatever the logic you want to do, once you got the response, whatever the logic you want to do, that should be done within this. Whatever action you want to perform, that should be defined within this. Take the response, perform the action. Take the response, perform the action. So when you call a when you call any method, goes to the server, perform the action. Once the action is completed on the server side, then the callback action will be fired. The callback action is going to take response given by the server, check it out whether it is a success or a failure. If it is a success, take the data and do whatever the logic you want to perform. Right? Okay. Next, step 3. Now, enqueue the action. Now tell me, what is the meaning of enqueue the action? We have already used this term in Apex programming. Where we have used it? Okay, your queueable program is there, right? System.enqueue. What does it mean? Don't run, add it to the queue. Okay, whenever you get the turn, go and run it. So whenever we are going to call any Apex class method, it will not directly call the Apex class method. They are added to the global queue. Now, if anybody has already called the same functionality with the same data, don't fire again. Take the data from the cache and run. Now, okay, I have a method like this was. Add. Then, generally VF page, what it will do? Every time I click, add, go to server, call it, go to server, call it, go to server, call it. It is not like this. In the lightning component, add it to the queue. Again, you are calling add. Some other component is calling add. Now, like this, they will be adding to the queue. Now, once you have made an add function, data is fetched, right? When the data is fetched, next time when you say add, it will not go there. It takes the data from the cache only. It takes the data from the cache. What it is doing, trying to avoid number of requests to the server. If same type of request is made on the same data, it will try to avoid it. It will try to use the data which is in the cache. Are you getting my point? When you are making a call to the same server, when you are trying to make a call to the server to perform the same action on the same data, it will try to avoid it, put that in the cache, return the value from the cache. This is to improve the performance. Avoid number of requests to the server side. Avoid number of requests to server side. Avoid number of requests to server side. Why? Improve the performance. Why are you using JavaScript in the Visualforce page? Why are you using JavaScript in the Visualforce page? Why are you using a remote action in the Visualforce page? Why are you using Ajax in the Visualforce page? Why are you writing a SQL query from Visualforce page JavaScript? To avoid number of server-side interaction, perform the client-side operation. To improve the performance of the page. Like this, here also, every action is not directly sent to the server, it is queued. If there is any similar request which is made on the same data, try to cache the data and use it again. I hope you are good. So what I am doing is called adding the action to the global queue. From the global queue, we will fire the request to the server side. Add the call to the global queue. From the global queue, we will fire. Why I am saying global queue? $global A action. Enqueue. What is the action you created? ABC. These 3 steps we have to do it. What is the first step? Invoke the method. Second step, capture the response. Third step, enqueue the action. Third step, enqueue the action. Are you getting my point? So, when you call a method, directly will not go to Apex class and fetch the data. The method will be added to the global queue. From the global queue, it will go to the Apex class. If already there is one action already added to the global queue, the same method is already added, now it will not run 2 times. It will run only once. Okay, so that it is trying to avoid number of requests. Same method, if the same request is made on the same method twice, I will make it once. To avoid number of request calls. Okay. I hope you are good. Right or not? People are good with this example. Okay. Now let us take a quick example. I hope everyone has followed this. Clear? Right. Let me do the basic example. Your public static string call. Basic method. I have a method called call me, which is URI enabled. Method is public. Method is static. Return type is string with the 0 parameters. Class with one URI enabled method. Class with one URI enabled method. So what I am doing here? Go to the lightning component. Apex example 1. So I am giving controller equal to what was the class name? Example 1, right? Example 1. Now I give URI handler or else URI attribute name equal to now I have lightning submit on click. So when you click on the button, it is going to call when you click on the button, it is going to call me. So go to the call me method. So where ABC component dot get c dot, here also I give call me only. Here also I give call me. Okay. Let me make some change. Call me. Component dot get call me. Then I told already you have to enqueue the action. Then what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to write the setback. ABC dot set callback. Set callback. This comma function response function response. Then we are supposed to get the state first. State equal to response dot get state. If state triple equal to success. If state triple equal to success, it is a enum value. Internally there is a enum value, so I have taken it. State equal to success. Console dot log apex move. Then how do you get the value? Var name equal to response dot get hidden value. Response dot get hidden value. So I'm giving console dot log Then once you got the return value, what we are trying to do? I want to set this element, component dot set v dot result. Whatever the name we got, that name we are setting to result. Whatever the name we got, we are setting the name to result. Else, if state is not success, this is what I do. So look at the first one. Step number 1, invoke the apex method. This is create the callback action. This will then enqueue the action. Response. If the response fetch the value returned by the then we have enqueue action. Right. So this is the methodology. Class, component. For the component, we have a client-side controller. Client-side controller is invoking server-side controller. Add this action to Lightning application. Extends this is what I get. Preview, inspect the element, submit. We got again Satish Mehla call, apex invoked, result Satish Mehla call. Right, boss? Are you getting my point here? Now what is the output we are getting? Apex invoked, result is what? Satish Mehla call. We told v dot result. So when I made a request, went to the apex class, brought the name, returned the value. Whatever the value you returned, I was displaying this value on v dot. That's how we got this structure. I hope everyone is good. Clear about this one? Shall we try one example? Right? Try one basic example. Boss, one by one we will be doing. Don't be in a hurry. In one example, you cannot cover everything. Right? Now, let us do one basic example. Create a apex class. Create a component. First start with the apex class. Everyone start designing the apex class first. Basic apex class, which is going to return you. Basic apex class, which is going to return you age value.
Satish, I have a couple of questions. Can I ask you?
Yes, Amma, go ahead.
Okay. So now you did mention that as part of the Lightning, we need to have every method in the controller to be specified Aura enabled and also should be static.
Yes.
In a normal Apex class, we have flexibility to define a method as static or not, or personal method, like without static.
Okay.
So does it mean that when we create multiple instances of the class in Lightning, so the methods are going to run only one time, not personal methods for every class?
Let me answer the first point. Can you call static methods from VF page? No. Can you use static variables from the VF page? Can you use the static variables in the VF page? No.
No.
Right. Static context will not be used in the VF pages. You cannot use static context things in the VF page. Okay. Primary point. Now, are you going to create an object separately for a VF page?
No.
Whichever the class you are going to use in the VF. Okay. How many objects will be created? Only one object will be created for the class. Right.
One object, yeah.
Only one object. Only when you reload the page firstly, one more old instance is lost, new instance is created. So when you call a controller from a VF page, only one object is created and only one instance is available for it. The same thing is happening with the component also.
Okay.
Right? And the component one need to exchange the data between the components. So the data should be static. So that you can have multiple components can refer to the same class. Right?
Okay.
Right. Yeah, go ahead with the second question.
Okay. So now we are adding methods to an enqueue. So multiple people can add the same different actions, and we can call the same method two times. For example, get me the last recently modified record.
The point. When there is no dependency, only cached data will be taken. When there is a dependency, obviously they will not be taken. If I have a method with parameters, then I cannot take it as a, okay, I cannot take both methods as same.
Okay.
What is the point? Now it will check the dependency levels.
Okay. So it verifies what it is doing, and if it has any dependency, it will go redo it again to get to the net.
Exactly. Now basically the cache will be data which is fetched.
Okay. Yeah, and when multiple people add methods into the queue, the load may vary and the response time vary. So how does the execution of
it's a global queue. It's a global queue.
But in our method, when we are saying set callback, so the execution will go back and like does the execution keep on doing again and again to see if I got the response, or how does that logic work?
Come again.
Okay, so now I just called a controller method that takes like, let's say 2 seconds. Meanwhile, I cannot sit quiet, so I need to keep on executing. So what is the logic?
See, the point is reason the asynchronous operations are done. When you say operations are asynchronous, when there is a dependency, they cannot run asynchronously. All the methods which are queued, which doesn't have any dependencies on others, they automatically run it. That's what the feature is also doing, right?
No, I think my question was not. So now we made a call back to the controller. It comes back because it's in the queue. It will wait for the response to come back. But at which point of time it will go back and say, did we get the response or not? Like, or else, like
you are making basically simple point. When you run an operation, when the entire server-side operation is completed, it will come back to the client side. Partial response will not come. When the server-side operation is completed, then only it comes back to client side.
Okay.
When you call a method, the operation should be done. Unless the operation is completed, I will not come back to the client side. A simple one. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So when the server-side response is back, then whatever the client is doing, it will stop and it will take the response and process it. Is it right?
Again, I repeat my answer. Now, what will happen? What is the order of execution? What is the order of execution for this?
Statement 1, 2, 3, and then method.
Okay. method called 4, 5. Now when there is a method has some dependency of statement 1, then what is the order of execution? 1, 2, 3, statement 1, 4, 5. When it doesn't have any dependency, what I can do? When the dependency, still try to handle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meanwhile method call. But the point here is, do you want to run it asynchronously or not is very important. Now here, when you are invoking a function, it is going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the scripting. Now it is not running like 1, 2, 3, method call runs separately 4, 5. Now operation is what? The sequence of operation will run. Now sequence of operation will run. When you are running this, when you are calling apex class method, when you are running an apex class method, it has to run and come back to me. Unless you have completed, I will not complete the 4 and 5. See, forget about this lightning and other thing boss. You take a simple method void show. Statement 1, statement 2. Now, this is server side. We are speaking server side. Now tell me what is the order of execution? 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6. Because it is a separate method, will it run separately? And okay, when it is running, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 8, 9, 10. No, right? No. If you want this one to run separately, you have to add some extra properties to this. That's what is called feature. That's what is called queuable jobs. That's what is called, your batchable jobs. Now regular method is what? Sequence. You cannot see, because you are calling other method, it is not that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 will run separately. Right? Order of execution is 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6. This is the order of execution. Now until this is completed, I have to wait. Until this copy is completed, I have to wait. Am I right or no? This is general apex class method. The same thing happens with scripting also. Now,
okay, so my question is little different. Okay, so now call me is there a synchronous process? I made 1, 2, 3, and I called.
Make it. Let me make it fun. In the scripting, can you make every statement asynchronous and synchronous? This is not apex class, right? What we are doing is scripting.
Okay.
What we are doing is scripting. In the scripting, why you are making the asynchronous? When you call apex class method, we went to apex class method. In the apex class method, entire operation is completed. If the apex class method has any asynchronous method, let it run. But any asynchronous method you are calling in the apex, that will not have any runtime. Don't forget that. Am I right or no? Any asynchronous method you are calling in the apex class, does it have any runtime? If it has to run asynchronously, no runtime should be there. If you are calling in apex class, I am calling in apex class. How that apex class runs is there only. But I am running in a sequence, I am calling a method from apex class. Once that apex class is completed, I will come back to the script and continue. I hope you are good.
Okay.
Come back to the point. See, again, don't compare apex class with the scripting statements. JavaScript function is different, apex class is different. Now apex class method with the JavaScript both are equal. But in the apex class we have extra functionality of making some statement asynchronous. We have a functionality of, if you want to run any particular statement asynchronously, we are adding some extra functionalities like a future method, like a queuable job, batchable job to make them independent. Right? Otherwise, by default, what is it? Sequential order of execution. It is a sequential order of execution. Any function in the JavaScript or apex class will run sequentially. If you want to run them asynchronously, then we need to put some extra functionality on server side to run the statement asynchronously. Otherwise, by default, it is sequence. Okay. Right. Now, good. Look at the point. Here, I want to run this asynchronously. Which one I want to run asynchronously? This method I want to run asynchronously. That is the reason I told $A NQX. Now I want to run this one asynchronously. That's the reason I added $A NQAction. So it is not sequence. Now I am making this operation asynchronous. So this entire set is one operation. What did I add here? ABC. The entire ABC is action. The action will run together. It is not taking a particular statement in the action. The action is going to run together. Are you getting my point here? Are you getting my point? I told asynchronous of what? Not a statement. Asynchronous of action. Whatever the method you called, this method I told, the entire method is added to queue. So when it is running, entire method will run, not the part of the statement. I hope you got my point. I hope you got my point here. Right? Is that was clear?
Yes, sir.
The second point is whether they are dependencies or not, the internal operation will take care. It's not our work to take care of it. Okay. So which data is going to cache, which data is not going to cache, internal architecture will take care about, okay, what is duplicate, what is not duplicate. This is not our role to take care about it. Right, Amma? So basically, it's simple one. We had a lot of discussion, where it is complex. Now simply, we are invoking a method from Apex class, giving the result back. We are taking response dot return, get return value, which is going to give a result. Is that was simple? Right. Now, write the function. Let me finish, Amma. Let me finish. Right. I will make it very clear for the online people. Ask your queries at the end of the session. If you are asking a question in the middle of the session, the people who are following the topic, they will be interrupted. Right. Because the questions goes from XYZ way, and the people who are new, they will be unwantedly confused. So ask your questions at the end of the session or when I give exercise. Right. Right. Now what we are doing, let us put all the questions at the end of the session. Right. Now, let us go to this. When you are going to this, how are you calling the component? Your component controller example. Then we had your, or I can say lightning component. Lightning button, label, submit. Then I had on click, then close it. Then what you are supposed to define? We had here we had show function component then what I'm doing, where action equal to component dot get, what is the method? C dot. So we are giving action dot set callback this, then we had response. Then what we had here was action dot set callback. Now here we are supposed to take where state equal to response dot get state. Then we are supposed to check out state if state equal to success. Then what we are supposed to do was result. We are supposed to take response dot get then we can say console dot log. Is that was clear for everyone? Am I clear with this? Okay. Let us take some break and come back. We will continue with passing the parameters and invoking the software. Yeah, we are supposed to add action and QMA. $A dot NQ action. Right. On click, C dot show. C dot show is calling Apex class today, right? I hope this context is clear, right? Okay. Any queries from your end now? Obviously, if you give a response, what do you want to do? If you don't want to perform any action, don't do. Right? Now, how do I know it is success or failure? You call it okay. How do you know it is a success or failure? Apex class.
We are not writing anything state and all that.
See, there is a state of the response. Whether the method was successfully implemented or not is the state. Okay. Whether the logic in the method is running properly or not, I am not assuring you. Whether the method is completed successfully without any error, are there any runtime errors or not? That's what I can tell you. The state can tell you whether there are any runtime errors or not, but the state cannot tell you whether the logic in the method is right or not. Your method executed without any error. That's all. Now whether the logic is right or not, I cannot tell you. Then you have to check it out. Okay. Any other query? Yes. Online, what is your query? Someone is asking. And
I got clarified, Satish.
Okay. Online people, please ask your queries at the end of the session or when I give a break. See, at any point if you are interrupting, our discussion will go out of the context. So that question what we have asked, the other people may follow, may not follow. So it will lead to unwanted confusion to the people. So please ask your questions at the end of the session so that the topic will be understood by the people. If you have any, whatever the questions you ask, there will be add-on points to other people. In between, if you are asking the question, that may disturb the order of the topic or it may lead to some other discussion. So please ask your question at the end of the topic so that we can put all your questions at the end. So that will be beneficial to other people. So whoever is interested to listen to this question, they'll stay back, otherwise they can push off. Okay. Please put all your questions at the end. Or else whenever I'm giving exercise, the 10 or 5 minutes will be break free, I'll be free. You can ask the questions. That time you can use it. Okay, now. So and please try to understand there's a couple of classroom people here. So whenever you speak, that will not be audible to the classroom people. So whenever I'm speaking to you,